Today we are talking about pregnancy, and I'm here with Sarah Hammond, one of our teachers at both Mornington and Mordialloc, and talking about what pre and post pregnancy practice might look like, as well as teaching. So welcome, Sarah.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
So we were just talking off camera. You've been teaching for 4 years at Warrior One.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah.
So when you started teaching, you had your first daughter already, and she was 1.
Probably, it was 1.5 when I first started here.
And now you've just come back from mat leave.
Yep.
And you've had your second brother.
I had Ray in December last year. So I think I've been back 2 months almost teaching now, and she is just 8 months this week.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And how long in total have you been teaching yoga?
Oh, I think it's about 16 years now.
16.
I always need a moment to do that math. It's either 15 or 16 years, which is crazy.
Yes.
And I always feel like I'm giving my age away when I say that.
16 years. Yeah, I've been practicing for 17 years, which sounds crazy.
You say it out loud and it's a lot
of years.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's kick off with, I guess, your own personal experience teaching and practicing pre and post pregnancy. And how's that looked for you?
It's been, I think I just want to preface by saying that it has been, so helpful and so empowering for the whole journey that is pregnancy, birth, and then postpartum. And it's to talk about it, because hearing different experiences and different ways that yoga has helped pregnant students, postpartum students, it's wonderful. And it is very much an individual experience. But for me, I found this second pregnancy doing a lot of slow flow and modifying in vinyasa flow classes was super helpful throughout second and third trimester, and modifying, but just being able to move, particularly slow flow actually, move at that slower pace was just so good for my body. It helped so much.
Yeah, and how have you felt coming back to teaching?
Really good. Nervous at the start, if I'm honest. Super nervous. I think for my first class back, I was here an hour and 15 minutes beforehand, so concerned that I would just forget how to unlock the door or connect to the Wi-Fi, or just wanting all of that extra preparation time. But when I did come back, it was like riding a bike.
Yes.
It was.
And I've been to your class since you've been back, and it's exactly that. It was like a true Sarah class, you haven't had any time off at all.
Yeah, which I definitely have. I definitely have been off. When I came back to teaching this time round, I think I had been off teaching for 9 months, which is the longest break I've ever taken, ever, off teaching, even from my first pregnancy. So it feels really, really to be back. And even now I'm got all of the class plans that I still have banked up from 9 months of coming up with class plan ideas and practices, and being oh, I can't wait to teach that again. But coming back has been great. I feel like the way that I prepare for classes and the way that I practice now with a 8-month-old baby and a 5-year-old at home is very different to before that. But I love it.
Yeah.
And I love that yoga is such a great tool and a great practice that grows with you as you get older.
Yes. Yeah. Look, we get a lot of people, this, email us probably every week or message us every week saying, I've just become pregnant. I want to get into yoga. Can I do yoga? What classes are the best for me? It's very, very common. And at Warrior One, the classes are heated gently, so just to 25 degrees. So there's no risk there in terms of overheating. And we do say to all our students, you can come to any class as long as you modify and talk to the teacher before class, etc.
Yeah.
So what would your advice be for somebody that's either, wanting to come and they're maybe pregnant for the first time and they're wanting to start a practice?
I think, if I have pregnant students coming to class, no matter what class it is, no matter what stage, my advice, if I can offer any advice, is to always trust your instincts, which I think is how we kind of want to always teach anyway, right? Anyone who's coming to class, whether you're pregnant or not, you want to teach in a way where they're trusting their instincts, you're feeling empowered to listen to your body, to move, to adjust as you need to. Like that is very much at the core of teaching here. So I don't know if that doesn't need to change. It just needs to be like a reminder for pregnant students coming in. I think it's different depending on what stage you're coming in, depending on the level of experience you have. I think sometimes if you're really active, like you have a really strong gym routine, you love going to hot Pilates, and then all of a sudden you're pregnant, and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden you're pregnant, maybe all of a sudden you're pregnant, but all of a sudden those spaces are like, oh, you can't come to class. That's a bummer. Like that sucks. You want to be doing some sort of movement where you feel supported and you feel empowered, and the teacher or the instructor that's looking after you knows how to support you. So I think for anyone coming to yoga, look at what your movement background is already. Really listen and check in on how you're feeling. What do I actually want from this? Am I just going because someone was like, oh, you can't do anything that you used to do now? I've heard yoga's good, but what do you actually want from it? I think sometimes we, as pregnant students, get shuffled into yin because I don't know why. Just that's where people seem to get recommended. And it's not always what you want. It might be, but if you come to class and you think, oh, I probably would have liked to have moved a little bit more, it was actually really uncomfortable lying down on the ground and being told to be still for 2 to 3 minutes when that might be how long it takes for you to actually get comfortable. So I would chat to the students. If you're a pregnant person coming to class, I would chat to your teacher, work out what's actually involved in the class, work out what you would like from it. Whenever I have pregnant students in my yin class, I always say, I am going to be speaking generally about stillness and finding, a degree of stillness in the class, in the posture, but that does not apply to you. You are allowed to move whenever you want to. And it's important that you get comfortable. And that might look like you not staying there for as long or not going as deep, or you're more upright. Or if we're doing roll and release, we do it at the wall rather than lying on your back.
Yes.
So there are always ways to modify your practice when you come in, whatever the class. And I think we always are creating an environment where you feel empowered to do that. You feel like you can modify.
Yeah.
You feel like you can change it up.
Yeah, we have a big motto here, I guess, which is take what you need and leave what you don't. And that, to be honest, applies if you're pregnant or not pregnant.
It does,
you know, and often I have seen people, whether they're working with an injury, whether they're pregnant, whether they're just, doing something different that day because whatever's happening internally in their body, they're in the back of the room or anywhere in the room really and doing a totally different practice to everyone else.
That's it.
I've seen that many times, and it's just an inclusive environment of that, taking the modification and just making sure that your body feels good.
Yeah, and that's it. Your body feels good. That's it. Trusting your instincts. It's easy for me to say, "Ooh, trust your instincts," but particularly if it's your first pregnancy, your body feels so different. It's changing all the time. It's so real to come to class and be like, "I don't even know if this is going to help," and that's okay. Hopefully, it will help, but I know for me, having time to be in a class, even if I don't get to do all of the variations, even if there's a point in the class, even for me as a teacher where I'm like, oh, I don't even know how to modify that. I'm just going to have to take a moment here and just kind of wait to pick up the flow of the class again. That's okay. You're still in a space where you've got time to be present. We've got time to build awareness. You've got time to be quiet and hone your instincts, like listen back into your intuition, which is a big part of the journey of pregnancy, right? Learning to trust your instincts. It's going to be on the other side of birth. It's going to be a really, really part of your life. You're going to develop this whole other set of instincts. So any time that you come to yoga can be an opportunity for you to learn how to tune into that, regardless of how much of the class you are or aren't doing.
Yeah. And how did your journey of returning postpartum look?
It was amazing to come back to my first class. I think I did my first class back in Mornington, and it was later this second pregnancy because leaving the house without 2 children, actually quite tricky. So I think it was maybe about the 5-month mark, and I came back and I did some yin, which was wonderful to do because I hadn't felt like I could do a whole heap of yin during my pregnancy. I sort of needed more gentle movement rather than stillness. But postpartum yin is a practice, especially for just calming your nervous system when you're feeling really tired, really depleted. Like, it was amazing. I think my first class back was with Sophie, and she started the class with, just check in and really ask yourself, how am I feeling? And she said that, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. And we're like not even 5 minutes into class. So it was really good. I think that first class back is really big for a lot of people on the other side.
Emotional.
It's emotional. You're walking back into a space where you may have had, or for me anyway, a big part of my life. And then you're walking back in feeling completely different. Quite often the last time that you were in the studio, you were quite pregnant. For me anyway, people were like, you had a baby. Like, the last time I saw you, you were 35 weeks pregnant. And you're coming back in feeling so different on the inside. And it's kind of raw, like it's real. And at times very, very overwhelming, but ultimately good. And I think as a teacher, each time I have the honor of being that first class back for someone postpartum, because I do feel like it's a huge honor, I always just want to take extra special care of them and make sure that we have that chat one-on-one before class. Make sure I'm checking on them throughout the class because it is really big. And quite often there are tears, and that is okay and a good thing. But yeah, first class back feels like a huge milestone. And I think maybe one difference for me from first pregnancy to second pregnancy is I felt like I really had to get back in that first pregnancy. I was like, oh, my first class back is like when I'm really back at it. And I don't know why I had that mentality, but I did. And to be honest, it didn't really help me because my first class back, I was like, this feels familiar, but so foreign because I am different now. And I need different things from my yoga practice, which is a wonderful, like one of the best reasons why we have a yoga practice, right? Like it grows with us. So the second time round, what I stressed less about was getting back in the studio because I'm like, it'll happen when it happens.
Not putting pressure on yourself.
Didn't put pressure on myself. It's a lot to leave the house and go and do an hour class by yourself. There's travel time, there's the class, there's coming back, there's everything that has to happen at home before you leave. And that's like, if you even can leave. I'm lucky I have great support, but not everyone has that. So I didn't worry about when I was getting back into the studio. I didn't even really worry about what class I was going to do. I was like, right, I'll get to whatever I get to. The time will work. Whatever I come to, I trust that I'll just do as much of the class as I can, and I'm not putting pressure on myself to do more. And then maybe the only other thing that really helped the second time round was being okay with just doing 10 minutes of movement at home from early on. And that is just what my yoga practice looks like for the first 6 months of Ray's life. And it was great. 15 minutes is sometimes just what you need to change your day. Just what you need to feel really good, feel really present, feel in your body. You don't always have to get to the studio to feel that. It's great when you get to the studio. We'll be here when you do get to the studio. But I wouldn't, if I could go back and give myself advice first time round, I would say, don't worry about getting to a studio class. Your practice is now going to look very, very, and that is fine. And it will still serve you well. And you will be able to do an hour, a double in your future. It's going to come back. But just enjoy the time now.
Yes. And what does teaching and practicing mean to you now? Like what is it giving you?
I mean, it's wonderful being back at teaching. Like I do really, really love it. I'm just back just on Thursday nights at the moment, and I've done a few covers in the mornings at 9:30, and it's so nice to be back in the community. Is it silly to say being back in the community? No, I think that's like been wonderful for me. I miss teaching. I so often feel energized after teaching. Like it really does give me energy and bring me joy. So it's wonderful to just be back sharing yoga and being in the studio for that. And when I do get to practice in the studio at the moment, I think it's maybe like one class every couple of weeks. It's really, really good. And I feel like it just sustains me.
Until the next class a few weeks later.
That's it. And is such a lovely reminder and kind of inspo to like keep moving at home.
Yeah.
Keep moving at home, even when there is a small baby here or a 5-year-old here, or there's things going on all around you. It definitely doesn't have to be perfect to be, doesn't have to be perfect to make you feel good.
Yes. Yeah. And that's it, right? It's about perfection. It's a practice for a reason, and that's why we call it a yoga practice. And, you know, I can relate to everything you're saying. I see and hear that all the time when people come in the studio. They say, I can't believe I got here today. It was chaos at home.
Yes.
I've made it, and that's it. Sometimes it's making it. Sometimes you don't make it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit messy, but we're here for it.
That's it. And no one understands more than me at this moment, at this season of my life, how hard it is to get to the yoga studio. So it is always really nice when people are like, I didn't think I'd get here. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to go tonight. I'm like, that's okay. You're here.
Yeah.
The hardest part is done.
Yes.
You can do whatever you like now that you're here. I've got you.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. So nice to talk about all things, your practice, your pregnancy, and we love having you back. So.
Yes. Thank you. It's nice to be back.
If you loved today's episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share with your friends. If you'd like to learn more about what we do, visit warrior1yoga.com.au and follow us on socials. We'll see you on the yoga mat.